This is 180 terabytes split across 10 18 terabyte hard drives. I'm going to be plotting on every single one of these hard drives, and it's going to give me a pretty decent advantage over many people who are trying to farm Chia. But this video is going to answer a lot of questions. Do you have to have this many hard drives? Can you survive with just one hard drive? Questions like that. Is this going to make me a bunch of money? How many Lamborghinis am I going to be able to buy from these hard drives? That's what I'm going to answer in this video. This video is sponsored by Chia Explorer. This is a fantastic tool for everything Chia, and it can easily be used to estimate your Chia earnings based on your allocated storage space. This will be your go-to tool whenever you want to see the transactions of the Chia network. If you're anything like me, you want to know where you stand in comparison to the rest of the network. You can do that with Chia Explorer by taking a look at the total network capacity, top farmers, and more. Check it out using the link below. My Chia plot setup got a lot of questions. Tons of comments, overwhelming amount for me to answer, especially because I'm relatively new to this as well. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be opening each one of these and shucking them, so taking them out of their enclosure. So if you look at one of these, it's a USB hard drive enclosure with a hard drive inside. So we're going to take it out of its enclosure, and it's a way to save money. Why it's cheaper that way, I have no idea, but it is. And if you're new here, this is Coin Breakthrough, and we post new cryptocurrency videos every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to stay up to date with the cryptocurrency industry, be sure to subscribe, slap that bell button, and yeah, enjoy the great content that's about to come your way. Now, I do apologize if the camera angle is a little bit funny. It's hard to do a talking head video and opening boxes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go with this point of view and try to make it work. And I'm going to be reading questions off of my phone as I go through each one of these hard drives. I've never done this before, so I have no idea what I'm doing. The previous hard drives I purchased, I bought them just by themselves. And when you do this, you're going to pay a little bit extra, but it's more convenient and you get a warranty. So if you're into those warranty kind of things, then you might want to go that route. Overall, very nice. If you wanted to start Chia, but you didn't have a computer to put a hard drive in, this very well could be a good alternative. You just plug it into your iMac or your MacBook Pro or whatever you're using, and there you go. You got a destination drive. I hate this because I really feel wasteful doing this, buying all this extra stuff just to tear it out of its shell. I do believe you can salvage these containers, but considering I've never done this before, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know how this is going to work. All right, I give up. Let's find YouTube. All right, it looks like I need to cut up a debit card or something. What? Why do you... Yeah, I don't just have a debit card to cut up just laying around. Let me go find one.
2,000 years later.
Aha! Boom, first one down. So to celebrate, I'm going to clear off this table, get a better workspace, and I'm going to answer one question. Thanks for the video. You're welcome. That wasn't a question, so let me try the next one. A potent CPU and GPU is not necessary, right? Or how does it help plotting and farming? So to answer the question, a GPU is worthless. You don't need it. The CPU is important. That is what does the plotting. So ideally, you have some multi-threading, and you can do multiple plots in parallel. That's going to give you the best overall performance. That being said, you don't need some crazy OP processor. Just like a normal processor is going to do fine. Maybe, for example, a Ryzen 5 3600, which has 6 cores, 12 threads, or maybe a Ryzen 7, which is probably going to have 8 cores, or whatever the Intel equivalent is of that. I think the ideal middle ground is 8 cores. That's pretty entry level, but still able to produce a lot of plots. So if you have that, or you're able to get that, that would be fantastic. Okay, so I just plugged it in my computer. They're plug and play, and made sure it was working. It was, and then I was trying to remove it, accidentally removed the wrong one, which was being plotted to, so I just screwed everything up. This is a great experience. All right, so got one down. Let's move on to the next one. I'm not to the point where I can do this and hold a conversation at the same time, so I might just be answering questions between each one of these, but overall, this experience of shucking is not too bad. Once you get the hang of it. I'm only on number 2, and it was like twice as fast as the other one, and I'm not keeping any of the remains, so I don't have to worry about organizing. Post mainnet video. Yes, I got you. This seems like a good time to introduce this crypto when PSUs and GPUs are harder to find than Aladdin's lamp. Otherwise, it sounds like it'll die before it started, which it kind of did as a proof of space coin existed momentarily before. So I'm assuming you're talking about Burst Coin. So I wasn't into this stuff when Burst Coin was a thing. I mean, it's still a thing, but barely. And I've been doing actually a lot of research on Burst Coin, and I'm planning a video about the fate of Burst Coin, essentially. And I actually talked to some pretty big players in Burst Coin who kind of gave me some inside scoop, I guess. There's a lot of reasons that Burst Coin may have failed. But the background of Chia is one of the reasons I was able to jump in on Chia and support it, because the founder of Chia is the dude who made the BitTorrents. Now, I know all of you download your movies 100% legally, so you probably never heard of that. But basically, it really did a lot in the decentralized industry. Now, I know you guys at Chia watch these. It's kind of embarrassing, especially when I ask dumb questions in the group. But give me thoughts on this, or, how Chia is different than Burst Coin. There are also other hard drive related networks out there. It's not just Chia. So there's Filecoin, IPFS, which in that situation, your hard drives are used to store files that are decentralized. So definitely very similar in purpose to BitTorrent, but this will likely be the foundation for the future of the web. So websites being built on IPFS. So, worst case scenario, Chia doesn't work out the way I hope. Well, I can look at some of these other solutions that utilize hard drives. There we go. I bought some 8 terabyte and 10 terabyte drives back when Burst was an option to mine, and GPUs were too expensive. Burst did not really take off, so I hope the drives will get paid back with Chia. My system plots a K33 every 3 days, but I will not invest more to plot faster because I do not see the advantage to invest in faster hardware in comparison to earn more because I have more plots. I am fine with slow plotting until my 60 terabytes are online. Let's hope Chia gets popular. So I think what this guy's saying is, the plotting hardware is essentially useless because the only purpose it gives is to give the plots. So I think he would rather invest in more storage and take his time with the plotting. This does make sense. However, you should also consider the getting there early factor. The network is going to grow, so the sooner you get your plots online, the more chance of earning Chia. Plus, those plots are online longer, so they're just going to earn more Chia either way. Wow, I am a pro, dude. I'm just flying through these. See, I'm in a similar boat because I haven't even finished filling up my other drives, and my plotting is just way too slow that it's going to take me months to fill these. And I don't really want these sitting around for months not being used to earn me Chia. So I'm going to definitely amp up my plotting game because yes, the plots are what end up actually making you money, but you're definitely going to be incentivized to get more hard drive space if you're filling up all of your hard drives. So just got to keep that in mind. Next question, how much will you make? Financially, I don't know yet. The coin does not have a price. That being said, I'm earning Chia about every 14 hours. So in the last week or so, a little over a week, I've earned about 20 Chia, 22 Chia, I think. So I'm earning a decent amount, but I have no idea what that's worth. So it's really hard to say. And it's all percentage based, so there's 4,608 opportunities to win Chia per day, and you win 2 Chia at a time. So if you own 1% of the network capacity, then you're going to get 1% of that Chia reward. Could you share more details about the script you wrote and how to set up screens? So he is referring to a small bash script that I wrote to start the Chia plotting. And this is just honestly something that I tested and pieced together, just copying stuff on the internet. So I don't really have a ton of bash experience, but I do have a background in programming, so I'm not totally new to the idea. So the tool screen, is it screens or screen? I think it's screen. It'll allow you to essentially have different tasks running in the background, different terminal tabs essentially, but all within the terminal. So that is an ideal solution if you want to, for example, plot 8 in parallel and you want to be able to check the status of each one of those and have those all running in different terminal windows. I recorded a tutorial on how to use Screen, and I'm posting it on my programming tutorial channel. Caleb Curry is what it's called, and it is part of a miniature Linux series. So if you want to understand some of the basic commands, how to work with Linux, I do all of my plotting on Ubuntu, then this series might be for you. It's going to talk about the absolute beginner, basics, so how to even set up an environment, start to type commands, how to navigate directories, create files, write files, and even some basic stuff like how to edit a file with Vim, as well as how to execute different languages, so Python, C, C++, and Bash. So consider it your beginner crash course to Linux. If you're looking, this isn't a question, but if you're looking for hard drive mining, Arweave is a much better option. I've actually never heard of that except from your comment, so I'll have to check that out. How much money is needed for this equipment and how quickly will it pay for itself? Thank you. And I actually really liked one of the replies to this comment. It's a pretty long comment, so I'm not going to read it all, but he mentions it's more targeted at all the unutilized space that's already out there. So basically, there is a ton of hard drive storage out there that's not being used, and that is where Chia is really going to excel. Basically, filling the hard drives that are not being used across all of the world, that can contribute a ton of petabytes of storage. And ultimately, I think you can get started with this project with very little upfront cost. You don't have to have fancy SSDs to do your plotting. You can even use your destination drive as your plotting drive as well. And I know some people that do that. Yes, you're not going to get the ultimate speeds and grow this massive network, but that's not the goal of everybody. You might just want to experiment with this project, get a little Chia, and see where it goes. And then if you're interested and you want to do more, go from there. So honestly, all you really need is a destination drive. All right, so the next question is what I am doing for farming storage inside of my case. So this was built, the system I showed in my previous video, which I'm essentially building a copy of that with these, is an all-in-one plotter and farmer. So as it's plotting, it is also doing the farming. And this is potentially an ideal solution if you have a decent amount of growth potential, but you don't really see yourself getting into a petabyte of storage. With the case I had, you can fit 18 drives naturally and maybe even cram a few more in there unnaturally, but let's just say you were able to get 18 drives in there. 18 times 18 is a lot. So that would be all in one computer. You just need a HBA card or RAID card or whatever to connect to all of those drives. And in my Chia build video, I'm going to be showing you exactly that. Also, I found that if you're not planning on keeping this plastic, it's a lot easier just to use the screwdriver and just pop these open. Finally, someone on YouTube showing how it works and easily explained. Yeah, well, I think more will come. I was just lucky because I was one of the first people to talk about Chia, if not the first, besides maybe the creators, but the first person to show like a full build about Chia. So that's pretty dope. And we are now on to our last one. We have 8 of these, not 10. I don't know what I was thinking. And this is my chance to say that if you enjoyed this video or you learned something from this video, please be sure to hit like. Subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified of my upcoming Chia build computer, where I'm going to be using these hard drives and show the complete build for a plotter, farmer, all-in-one computer with up to potentially like 360 terabytes of storage. There's just a couple of other questions that I wanted to answer to make sure I didn't miss. So the first one is, do I use the GUI or the CLI? Well, I started off with the GUI. It's easier, and even being a programmer, sometimes I just prefer to click buttons. But I ended up switching to the CLI because I found that the GUI was very limiting. If you're just doing, a small operation, it works fine. But as you want to do things in parallel with different source drives and different destination drives and all these different things, it gets really complicated to try and manage all that in the GUI. I will be uploading some basic scripts up to my GitHub. So if you want to check that out, it's github.com/Caleb Curry. Haven't uploaded them yet, but I will be doing that soon. And there you go. We finished all of the drives. This is what 8 18 terabyte drives looks like. Next question is, what are my goals for Chia? Well, this is mainly exploratory, and I just want to, take this as big as possible. I tend to be a kind of person who's all into something or not really into it at all. So this is something that I've become pretty interested in, pretty obsessed with lately. So I'm planning on getting as much drives filled as I possibly can. And the last one, which was what this video is all about, is it worth it? Have I made anything? No. But was it worth it? Absolutely yes. I've learned more doing this stuff than probably any other project I've done before. It's captured my interest. Last time I was this excited about something in tech was probably 5 years ago. And this is the kind of thing that just consumes my mind at night and gets me excited about trying different ways of doing it, figuring out how many plots can I make a day, what's the total storage I can fit in this computer. All these different things have really excited me. And the potential to earn an income from, one, the coin, but two, this content is huge. So I'm really hoping to grow this channel to the point where this can replace the income from my programming channel and I can do cryptocurrency stuff full time. So if you want to see that happen, please be sure to hit like so this can reach a larger audience. Hit subscribe and that bell and stay tuned for tomorrow's video, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Don't miss it. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget today's question, which is, why did you get started with Chia? Leave your comment in the comment section below for your chance to win a new car. I'm kidding. No car included. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.